think you recently had a conversation with someone that felt like a setback. You're showing up here. Yeah, you're showing up here as the Page of Swords, and the Three of Swords just came out. The Oracle cards I have, the first one that came out was Abundance, which we love, right? But we also have Disillusion came out on its side here. Patience, courage, play, struggle, and then Union. At the bottom of the deck is Leap. This feels like a disappointment, you know? Like the Abundance card, I was like, oh, sweet, you know, good news. And I think that's maybe what you thought, you know? But there was something here that was, I'm hearing a few things. So there's like left unsaid, tripping over your words, King of Wands. Hearing like contingency, and I'll be honest, I'm not even sure really what that means exactly, like the Webster's definition of it. I don't know off the top of my head. In context, right, I might be able to tell you how it fits here. Contingency, it's contingent upon, so it's depending on something. Judgment here with the Lovers. So contingency, so something is dependent upon something else, something that you want for your future, something that you thought was going to be here sooner. But not soon enough, not for you. Why do you want this so bad? The King of Swords, because you feel like you deserve it. The Moon reversed, the Queen of Wands. Yeah, you're like, I want the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Wands. I want this to be over. There's a lot of like authority here, you know. The King of Swords and the Queen of Wands is very like authority driven. Part of you is saying, you know, like, I want clarity. I'm too tired. I've given too much. As I was saying, I've given too much, I remember, right? And I think about how the Queen of Pentacles is actually receiving a pentacle, right? But we also have this, and I've talked about this before, but we have the rabbit here kind of speaking to the possibilities of this card. It is the hardest working card in the deck, as some say, but it's also, you know, there's two ways that you can go about whatever the Queen of Pentacles is experiencing in her garden. You can be swift and skittish like the rabbit, or you can take your time and be in a more receiving place like the Queen of Pentacles. And then we have the Star coming out here, right? So I think that you wanted something faster than it is ready to come. Two of Pentacles, Justice, Two of Wands, and the High Priestess. The thing about you is that you know it's going to take time. You're being impatient. You're being impatient. Why is this a theme? Why has this been a theme? Do you have a dysregulated nervous system? Is that just how you're living right now? What are you being impatient about? I mean, I think it has to do with another person. I believe this is a love reading. But the Lovers can also speak to, yeah, see the King of Pentacles. It's grapes on his robe. It takes time, you know. Whatever this thing is that you want here, I think that whatever the conversation was caused a little bit of a freak out, a little bit of a meltdown. I want it and I want it now. And this is like your inner child, right? This is the part of you that, you know, is young enough to throw a tantrum when you don't get what you want. And I can hear the collective saying like, well, but it was that other person. I'm not talking to that other person. I'm talking to you. I think in some way you're throwing a tantrum here, right? There's some pride involved. some reluctance to take a look at yourself. Instead, maybe looking at the other person feels a little easier. Yeah, feels easier to project. I heard like projectile vomit, so there's probably a lot pent up. Feels easier to project. It feels easier to align yourself with whatever is outside of you in the situation than it is to be to take ownership, you know, of your emotions. King of Cups here. I keep my deck in an upright position, but I'm not flipping the cards right now. So this feels more like a reverse King of Cups. Regardless, he's got 1 foot in the water here, damn near, and 1 foot on the ground, right? He's very balanced. There's all this stuff happening around him. And I think that when you think about what got you to the point where you're in such a demanding place or such a convicted place, like, no, I deserve a ring. I deserve for you to pay my bills. I deserve your respect. I deserve your honesty. I deserve your authenticity. I'm entitled to these things. Right? That is a contract that this person is agreeing to. That's not, you're not entitled to those things, right? Those things are not yours inherently. And I think that while you want that, and you're wanting this person perhaps to take that leap with you, right? Thinking about the bottom of the deck here, you're kind of like, just try it, right? Because maybe you've leapt a number of times. You're like, just try it. Be vulnerable. Let me in, you know. The exploration process, and we have love here underneath explore. The exploration process is lost on you at this time. Wouldn't it be better to marinate, to savor the experience? It's very much so what the King of Pentacles can represent, is savoring, experiencing, enjoying, processing, right? Divulging. It's slow, it's paced. And I think that you're really caught up in the work of it all. You know, the noise that says, but we need to hit this benchmark. It's been, yeah, the devil. It's been how long? And we need to hit this milestone. I've given so much. 8 of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles. Will I ever get what I deserve? Yeah, you will. Sure. Sure. The Moon. Not everything is as it seems right now, babe. Like, I don't know. I think that you're kind of falling into some old habits here. This feels like, I want to also say, like, this feels like a very temporary experience for you. Yeah, like you've transcended this behavioral pattern. And so maybe there's something here that's like okay. So I just split to the Ace of Pentacles. So I think that you can feel the new beginning. I keep hearing the word uproar. You can feel the uproar of a new time, of a new experience, right? Yeah, Page of Wands, 9 of Cups. But it's not where you're at right now. So you're like, let's go. And it's like, baby, no, not yet. The 5 of Wands and the Knight of Wands. Not yet. Just chill for a second. I think that there's some bypassing going on here. Why do you want things to hurry up? You're not getting what you want, but what does that represent for you? What does it tell you something about value? What does it tell you about yourself? Yeah.